Hello all, and welcome to a series of videos on using the popular and widely used video calling application, Zoom. This series covers what the average user might need to know to effectively use Zoom. This series consists of 3 videos, each covering a different area of the Zoom app. This video in particular will cover the basic functions of the in-meeting interface, the audio and video controls, the meeting chat, and the participant menu. This video will be broken into 2 sections, one for computers and one for mobile devices. When joining a meeting on a computer, you will see this pop up, Join Audio. As I mentioned in the previous video, to be able to hear anything and say anything, you need to join audio in some way. Doing so is very simple. Click Join with Computer Audio. The very first time you join a meeting, I recommend going through the guided audio setup process to ensure that your microphone and speakers are configured correctly. The button to start the audio test is located in 2 places. Beneath the Join with Computer Audio button in the Join Audio pop-up, and in this little menu right here. This is a guided process, so I won't take the time to go through it in detail. The basic idea of it is this. You are asked a simple yes or no question here, and depending on your answer, Zoom will do a couple of different things. It will change the input or output device, or move on to the next part. There is one common problem that the process may not catch, and that is a muted or unplugged speaker. Controls on a computer are the simplest out of any platform because everything you need is immediately visible. The 2 most important buttons are the mute and camera buttons. The mute button is self-explanatory. It mutes and unmutes your microphone. When your microphone is muted, no one will be able to hear your voice. If you need to talk, you need to unmute your microphone first. If you see a red line through the mic icon, it's muted. You can also use the hotkey Alt-A to toggle your microphone. The camera button is also self-explanatory. It turns your camera on and off. When determining the state of the camera, the same concept as the mute button applies. When there is a red line through the camera icon, it's off. To switch audio devices, select the little arrow on the mic button and select an input or output device from the 2 lists. If you have multiple cameras, you can switch between them by selecting the little arrow on the camera button, then selecting a camera from the list. To access the meeting text chat, simply press the button labeled Chat. To change the person you are sending messages to, use this box here. If you aren't sending messages to everyone, the text Direct Message will be displayed next to the selection box. To view the current meeting participants, press the Participant button. In the Participant menu, there are a couple things to note. You will have Me next to your name, and you will also appear at or close to the top of the list. The meeting host will have the word Host next to their name, and any co-hosts will have Co-host next to their name. Hosts and co-hosts will also appear at the top of the list. In addition, anyone who is muted will have a red microphone icon with a line through it, and anyone who is not muted will have a black microphone icon. The same is true for the camera. The participant menu is also where you rename yourself. To do so, simply hover your cursor over your name, click on the More button that appears, click Rename, enter a name, and click OK to confirm. On computers, there are 2 view modes, Gallery View and Speaker View. In Speaker View, the current speaker takes up most of your screen, with everyone else in the meeting along the top of the screen. In Gallery View, you can see a grid of up to 25 or 49 people at a time, depending on your settings. There are arrows on the left and right to switch between the pages. Gallery View and Speaker View are both ignored when someone is spotlighted. It will display in Speaker View. To switch between the 2, use the View menu in the top right corner. Through the View menu, you can also make Zoom full screen. I will be covering mobile devices as one section, as they are all very similar. On phones, the meeting controls are on the bottom of the screen, and on iPads and tablets, they are on the top of the screen. On mobile devices, you also have to join audio when you join the meeting. Usually you will be prompted to do so when you join the meeting, there should be a Call over Internet button somewhere on your screen. If you aren't, press the Join Audio button, then select Call over Internet. Now you will be able to hear other people, and they will be able to hear you. If you can't see a Join Audio button, tap the screen once and it should appear. On mobile devices, there is no guided audio setup process as there is only a single audio input on the device. If you can't hear anything, try turning up the volume. On phones, the meeting controls aren't always visible. If you can't see them, tap the screen once and they should appear. As with the computer version, when there's a red line through the icon, that particular device is off. To access the meeting text chat, select the three dots on the far right of the meeting controls, then select Chat. To change who you are chatting with, tap here, then select someone from this list. To exit the chat, press the Close button in the top left corner. To view the current meeting participants, press the Participant button. In the Participant menu, there are a couple of things to note. You will have Me next to your name, and you will also appear at or close to the top of the list. The meeting host will have the word host next to their name, and any co-host will have co-host next to their name. Host and co-host will also appear at the top of the list. In addition, anyone who is muted will have a red microphone icon with a line through it, and anyone who is not muted will have a black microphone icon. The same is true for the camera. The participant menu is also where you rename yourself. To do so, tap your name, select Rename, enter a name, and hit OK to confirm. To close the participant menu, tap Close in the top left corner. If you're on a device with multiple cameras, you can switch between them when your camera is on. To do so, press the Switch Camera button located in the top left corner. This button is only visible when your camera is on. Mobile devices have access to two view modes just like computers: Gallery View and Speaker View. In Speaker View, the current speaker takes up most of your screen, with everyone else in the meeting along the top of the screen. In Gallery View, you can see a grid of up to 25 people at a time, depending on your settings. There are arrows on the left and right to switch between pages. Gallery View and Speaker View are both ignored when someone is spotlighted by the host. In addition, Gallery View is only available when you have more than two people in the meeting. To switch between the two on a tablet or iPad, tap the button in the top left corner. To switch between the two on a phone, swipe left to go from Speaker View to Gallery View, and right to go from Gallery View to Speaker View. That's all for this episode. In the next episode, we will be covering settings.